Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have a different star on the show. We have this Dell Dimension E310, and we're going to be not only installing Windows XP, but we're going to be making this into a Dualboot Hackintosh with Windows XP and Mac OS 10.4 Tiger. First thing I gotta do is we got to install Windows XP, which is relatively straightforward. First we just turn on the computer. And this computer has a Pentium 4 521, which is a 2.8 gigahertz model that is hyper-threading enabled and can do 64-bit. So it's a pretty good Pentium 4. Anyway, now that we're at the boot screen, we can just take our disk and we take it out of the disk caddy. Move the tripod back over, and then we will select USB boot device. And for this, we're going to be installing Media Center 2005, because I like Media Center 2005. So you press the 6 key. And we'll just let this boot. Okay, then we're gonna press enter. It's gonna find the I already have XP installed on here, so we're just gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna delete all the partitions on the disk. I just gotta make note of that. That says 19, not 19236. So, and we're gonna make a partition. I'm gonna call it 119.236. Did I screw up my math? I think I might have. I don't know. Anyway, there's 8 megabytes of free space left. That's a problem. Let me go get a different disk and we'll fix this partition job. Alright, I've put a different disk in the drive. And I've put my burned CD that I downloaded from Microsoft of Windows 7. We're not going to be installing Windows 7 because anything above XP will run like garbage. But the 7/Vista partitioner will work way better. Alright, welcome to the Windows 7 installer. So we're not actually going to be installing Windows 7, we're just going to be using its partitioner. And for the meth, I got my Texas Instruments TI-83, this is an 84, excuse me, because my phone did not ship with a calculator. Thanks, Samsung, very cool. So I have to use a separate calculator. Anyway, we're going to just delete all these partitions. And then in the new unallocated space, we're going to hit the new button, and then we can see we have 238474. So we turn on my calculator. You will probably not be able to see that, but I can type. Well, maybe I could focus on the calculator. Not really. Well, whatever. Let's take my word. Well, wait, I have a better idea. Let me get my flashlight. There we go. Okay. Boom, boom, flashlight. There we go. Okay, so we type 2, 3, 8, 4, 7, 4 divided by 2. That gives us 119, 2 through 7. So that's what we'll enter into the box. Is 119, 2 through 7. And hit apply. I don't want partitions, Windows. No. No, don't do that. No. Okay, I guess I have to use a different disk again, so I'll be right back. Okay, I have stuck a copy of Windows Vista Service Pack 2 into here, and we will use that to partition the disk. Because for some reason Windows 7 wanted to make extra partitions, and we don't need those. We just need our 2 even partitions. I just noticed the freaking tripod is slanted again. Why is it slanted? What? I don't understand. It's perfectly straight up. It's just... Huh? It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, here's Windows Vista. So we'll accept the license agreement. And we're gonna pick the... Here we are at the drive partitioner. So we're gonna hit Advanced Drive Options, and then we're gonna click New. And we're gonna enter that number we got on my calculator earlier, so that would be 119,237. And numlock was on to begin with. Dang it. 119,237. And as you can see, it just makes our partition. So then we're also going to define this as a partition too. So now we have 2 even partitions. So then we can take out the disk, put it back in my jewel case, and we'll put this back on the shelf. And we can put our media center disk back in. Then we have to reboot the computer. We go down the onboarder USB CD-ROM and restart the XP installation process by hitting number 6. And this will take a couple minutes to boot, so I will fast forward this or something in post, or cut it, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, we are back, so we can press enter, and we're presented with 2 partitions. Now, we want to install to the second partition, not the first partition, otherwise we'll have to do some weird crap in Vista, or not Vista, in Mac OS later, so we're going to install to partition 2. And we're going to format the drive, and we're going to use NTFS quick. And now, we just let this sit and install, and I'll be back after it's done installing. Well, no, I have to import it a couple times. The third partition is either... What? Is either too full... Format using NTFS quick. What? I've never seen that error before. Is it complaining because it's a weird size? Oh, no. It just needed the BS to do it a second time. That's weird. Alrighty, that took quite some time, so I don't think we're gonna bother with installing all the drivers for this copy of XP, so instead, let's take the disk out, put it back in the jewel case, and now, let's go get the next disk. Alright, so next we're going to be installing the Apple Mac OS using a Hackintosh disk from a days gone by. XXX Mac OSX 10.4.11. So we're going to put that in the disk drive. Now, for Hackintoshing to work, you're going to need compatible hardware. And this Dell is shockingly compatible. Oh, okay. So we're just going to reboot the computer. And I'll go over the specs as we boot up here. So, as I said, it's got a P4, but it also has Intel Graphics Media Accelerator 900 graphics. Which is important because that's actually supported by macOS 10.4 Tiger. Because it was used on the original Apple Developer Transition Kit released in 2005. So using the driver from that, essentially, we can have a working Hackintosh. It also has all the drivers for the SATA controller on board. So yeah, it'll just work. But also, in order to dual boot, we have to have macOS set as the primary partition, which is why we set XP to install onto partition 2 earlier instead of, say, partition 0. So I'm going to let this boot, which will take a couple of minutes because that's the boot off a DVD, but it should come up pretty soon. Alright, welcome to the XXX OSX 86 installer. So, we're going to go to Utilities, and we're going to click Disk Utility. Now, the only problem with using a Dimension E310 as a Hackintosh is the fact that because of our GMA 900 and lack of graphics expansibility options, we're basically stuck on 10.4. Yeah, we don't really have that many options. Anyway, so we're gonna select the first partition here. This is the partition we didn't install XP to, and we're gonna call it Hackintosh HD and hit erase. Yes. And that will erase our partition. Ba-bing, ba-boom. We have our Hackintosh HD. And just to make sure, we're gonna go to Terminal. Because we gotta make sure of something first. So we're gonna type disk util list. Disk util list. Or no, I have to do fdisk /disk or /dev rdisk. So first, you want to run disk util list, find the name of your disk, so in that case, that's disk 0, and then enter disk util rdisk 0. and look for what partition is starred. If the first partition is starred, which it should be, you're good to go, and you can just start installing Mac OS X to that partition. So then we're going to close terminal and go back to the installer. We can click the continue button, and we can pick our Hackintosh HD, hit continue. Now at this, we can select everything we need. So in my case, I'm going to install X11, and we're going to just take this entire box, then base install combos. In my case, this Pentium 4 has SSE 3, so I'm going to pick SSE 3 no EFI, and close it. Then, in kernels and kexts, we can pick optional kernels and kexts, optional patches. I like to get these two patches just in case, and then also an optional kernels. Oh, actually, we don't need any optional kernels. That's all we need from there, so we can close that out. And oh geez, okay, my camera needs battery. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, hang on, iPhone. Hang on, I got this. There's an extension cord down here. Hang on. I got this. I am not stopping recording just because my camera battery is going to die. They got like 20% left. That's plenty. Okay, plug it into this power bar. Plug it into this, plug this charger into it. Alright, then finally we plug the lightning cable into the camera. And we should be charging. Let me just double check to make sure that we are in fact charging. Alright, we are charging. So, anyway, what else do we need from this list? We don't need any of these. We don't need any of these because we'll be installing these later. For network drivers, we need to pick Apple Intel 8255X.kext and then close that. For miscellaneous, we don't need any of these. And for system add-ons, we can pick a couple things from here, like Soundflower is nice to have, Core Simple, QuickTime Codecs, and Front Row. There's another thing that I want here. Recommended patches. Yes. I want the System Profiler patch. We don't need verbose mode, and we don't need the Apple PS2 controller text. So then, we can just click install. After we've selected everything for our system, we can skip checking the DVD, and it'll just install. And then once we're done installing, I'll walk you through installing everything else you need from a USB flash drive, because I have the audio driver patch we need from here, and also I'll walk you through installing the graphics drivers from the DVD also. So I'm gonna let this sit, and I'll come back to you when we're done installing. Alright, that was a little inconvenient, but the reliable iPhone 5S ran out of storage, so I had to go and copy all of the clips for this video off the iPhone. Anyway, so identifying the keyboard, which this is definitely not an Apple keyboard, but it don't care. Then we hit continue on ANSI. Hit continue. I do not own another Mac. Select your keyboard. I have a US keyboard. Come on. I don't have an Apple ID. You can... My name is John. I don't need a password. I need a password. Oh, never mind. I don't need a password. Cool. Anyway. Pick Columbus, as that's an EST. That's what time it is. Sure, whatever. I'll fix the time later. I don't care. Don't forget the register. I don't care. Oh, darn. I dropped my thumbstick. My USB thumbstick from Memorex that was labeled as 16 gigabytes, but is actually 32 gigabytes. Alright. Finally, we have booted to the Mac OS desktop. But there's just one problem. This is not a 4 gigahertz Pentium 4. Is it? No, it's a 3.2 gigahertz, you fool. Anyway, if you look here, you can see we have no Kex loaded, and we don't have Core Image or Quartz Extreme. So we have to install drivers, which are conveniently included on this XXX Mac OSX disk in System Installation Packages. I've got to wait for the disk to spin up here. Alright, then first we gotta search for Jazz. So let's find Jazz. So we need Jazz. Here it is, Jazz GMA 900 support. So, we can open Jazz. Well, actually, here's what we're gonna do first. If we go down to GMA 950 remover, install it. I don't have a password on my account. Let me close that. And then we go down to Jazz GMA. And we install that to Hackintosh HD. Click OK. That will copy everything to the hard disk. Well, not everything, just the drivers we need for video. Come on. I want to get this over with, man. This fucking video's taking so long, and I don't want to have to copy video files off my iPhone again. And we install the GMA 900 Fixer PKG. Wait, continue. Pick Hackintosh HD, continue, install. We'll click OK. Alright, then we can take the disk out. I have taken the disk out. So now we have to reboot the computer. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a bug with the installer, which means permissions are set incorrectly. However, this is easy to fix. You go to Applications, you scroll down, find Terminal. I will be okay. I am back. I almost got interrupted by my mother. Anyway, you get this out of the way, and you find Terminal. And now what you have to do is you have to fix the permissions yourself, which is you do first sudo chmod -r -r 755/system extensions system library extensions Apple Intel 19.5.txt. Once you do that, you're almost done. Then you just gotta type chown -r root : wheel, and then enter in that same path. Oops, I forgot to put sudo at the beginning of that command. And you click OK on this box, and then you reboot your computer again. And I will be back when this computer boots back up. Alright, as you can see, we are back. And if we check System Profiler, we can see Core Image and Quartz Extreme are supported. So next up is audio. We have no working audio, only Soundflower. So I got a thumbstick with some stuff on it. We'll plug it into the computer and wait for it to show up on our desktop right here. In the meantime, here's our Windows installation. Everything's still here, including clock.avi. I don't care. Play. Okay, I can't play AVI files. That's dumb. Yeah, this is our Windows install. WinNT.bmp. Look at this. It's beautiful. Windows XP Professional. Ah! Our flash drive has become mounted. So if we scroll down, we open the Hackintosh folder. We got a couple of things we need here. We got Apple HDA Patcher by Taruga, and we got a codec.txt file. And that's literally all we need. Well, actually, we'll plug that back in so I can get some other files off of it for demonstration purposes. So as you can see, here's our stupid little frog looking icon. This is the 1.2 version of the Apple HDA patcher, which took me like 4 days to find, because this stuff is just falling off the face of the internet. It's like impossible to try and find. It's so annoying. While we're on this thumbstick, I can find, here it is. I got an MP3 that I can play. It's nothing too fancy, but it's better than nothing. So how do you use this? You think you might just open it, but no, it doesn't. It just says, please drag and drop your Linux codec dump onto the Apple HDA patcher icon. So what it means by codec dump is this. This is a file you can dump using Linux, and it's very long and complex, but all you do is you take your codec.txt, you drag and drop it onto the Apple HDA patcher, authenticate. It'll say codec Dell Corporation, and now it is patched. So we will reboot our computer, and I'll be back when this thing starts up. Alright, we're back with a patched Apple HDA. So if we open our system preferences box and go to sound, you can see now we have internal speakers, port built-in speaker. We change it to that, and then we turn up our volume. You can hear we have sound. So now we can play an MP3. Oh god, that's loud. Turn that down. As you can hear, it does it pretty well. No problems, nothing, it just works. This thing benches at 500 points above a base configuration Power Mac G5. And you have everything working. You even have working networking, so you can go online with this thing. And because we did this as a dual boot configuration, we still have access to Windows XP. Now, how do you do this? At the Darwin boot prompt, press a key and you'll be presented with your two hard drives, either Hackintosh HD or Windows NTFS. In this case, well, that's not supposed to happen, so we'll just pretend that you didn't see that and everything is actually fine. Yeah, that's what we'll do, yeah. So, yeah, okay. Pretend that didn't happen, yeah. We'll go with that. Sure, yeah. But anyway, that's all it takes to convert a Dell. That's all it takes to convert a Dell E310 to a Hackintosh. I don't know why I decided to make this video. I just thought it'd be cool to show it off. And I'll probably be providing a mirror of Apple HDA patcher for your convenience, because it's like impossible to find. So if you want to do this yourself, you're gonna have to find the XXX macOS disk, which this is relatively easy to find. You can just, I think it's on like archive.org actually now, because there's a whole ton of like Hackintosh disks on archive.org now, so yeah. But yeah, you can run 10.4 on here, you can play Minecraft on here. It's a really, really good Hackintosh machine for what it is. But that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys whenever I decide to make a video next.